Welcome back to The Blend. Avoid foreclosure. If you're like many homeowners that are still struggling with a large mortgage payment and own an undervalued home, then you want a real estate expert to go over all your options with.
Real estate and short sale expert Lathe Lavada, broker for First Prime Realty Group, is here with more. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Now, what should a homeowner do if they are facing foreclosure or they are underwater, as many people still are?
Well, the first thing I recommend is that they reach out to their lender and get all the options, because there may be programs available to them that they're not aware of. Yeah. And then the second thing I recommend that they do is talk to a real estate professional, a real estate agent who has experience and knowledge about all the programs that are available to the homeowner, because there's something that they may not know about that the lender may not have even shared with them. And that happens a lot of times through customer service, and there is a lot of frustration when it comes to talking to banks and lenders by the homeowner. So I definitely understand that, but they still got to keep that line of communication open.
Yeah, when the homeowners call on the 1-800 number, they're getting a different person, sometimes a different answer.
Unfortunately,
every time. Yeah.
Yeah, and they get asked a lot of the same questions over and over again, and it can be a challenging process. So that's where the real estate agent can step in, and after the submission process is started, it can really help out.
Speaking of questions, obviously you're dealing with this on a day-to-day basis with people all around the valley, but to that person, that's probably the first time that they found themselves in this situation. What's that one question you hear from a person that's facing foreclosure?
When am I going to have to move out of the property? And so many people get so frustrated, and I get that question on a daily basis. And you know, my answer to it is, don't stress out. You're in good hands, and we'll take care of you. You know, just get started with the process. And the most important thing to understand is the foreclosure timeline. And that foreclosure timeline starts about 3 to 4 months after a missed payment. And the notice of default is filed. And then there's 90 days after that minimum. And then there's the notice of sale date that's filed. That gives you 21 days till foreclosure. And then that's when you need to be worried about having to move out of the property.
Gotcha.
So understanding that timeline and understanding where you're at within that timeline can be a big stress reliever. But the homeowner really does need to get started along the process right away, because there's things that creep up that you just can't know about until you get in the process.
And for many people who are facing this is the first time they've gone through this, they've missed a payment, they're behind. So, and it can get very confusing. So when do you know when to do a short sale or when to do a foreclosure?
Well, I think the short sale is a far better option than a foreclosure. For one reason is that they're still giving out relocation money, and that can range anywhere from $2,500 all the way up to $30,000.
Wow.
Yeah, depending on the situation and the lender and all of that. So we work to get as much as possible for that homeowner as that we can. But the short sale is it's more manageable than the foreclosure. You know when you're going to be having to move out, and you're always going to be behind the driver's seat, I tell the sellers, when you're doing a short sale or a loan mod, because you always know within 30 days what's going to happen, and that's important.
Why should someone call now and get the ball rolling?
There's programs that are ending that won't be available at the end of the year, very possibly, and those may or may not get extended, but you don't want to wait too long. The other thing is there's a state program that you can be a part of, and it can stop the foreclosure process and give you more time to deal with it. So starting it sooner than later is much better than holding off. I've had people come to me 3-4 days before a foreclosure, and now they want me to do something, and I really work hard to stop that foreclosure at that point, and I've had some success with it. But some lenders, they won't stop the foreclosure process if you're too close to that deadline. So starting early, it gives you an advantage.
And what do you charge for your services?
Well, that's the beauty about me and my company, is we don't charge anything to do the short sale process, and a lot of times the homeowner can leave the closing table with money in their pocket and make a smooth transition. And that money that I'm speaking about is that relocation money that we work so hard to get the homeowner. And again, it ranges from $2,500 all the way up to $30,000, just depending on the scenario.
And it sounds like it's ridiculous. Why would the bank be paying me? But they end up saving a lot of money avoiding the foreclosure.
They do. The foreclosure is much more expensive than the short sale.
And it's the bank that pays that?
Yes.
To the person selling.
Yeah, and they pay my fee for service as well, so that's why we can do the service for free.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank
Pleasure.
you so
Thank you
much.
so
Oh, you're
much.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
If you would like more information on short sales, foreclosures, or anything real estate related, head to the website or call the number you see on your screen. Lathe Lavada is also on Facebook and Twitter.